blaring our podcast. Nothing is sweeter than Swiftcast.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 72 of Swiftcast. This is Steph,
Ashley,
and Haley.
And we first want to give you some very exciting information about an incredibly fantastic opportunity for you guys.
So we're really excited because Taylor is teaming up with Subway, and that's Subway the sandwich shop for any of you guys who might not know, but I'm sure you do. And basically what they're doing is for the whole entire month of October 1st all the way through the 31st, every day you can go to Subway and you can buy a soda in these special limited edition cups that have Taylor on them, which that in itself is enough for me to be excited without any other details because it's a cup with Taylor on it. What's really exciting about these cups is that each one of them has a special code on it, and you can go to promo.subway.com every day and enter your codes from your cups, and what that gives you is an entry into a sweepstakes where every single day of October they're going to be picking a winner for a trip to a future show of Taylor's to meet her.
I know where most of my money's going.
So that's starting on October 1st, just a couple of days away. And we do want to point out that it's only U.S. residents who are eligible for this contest, unfortunately. But we have a related giveaway going on through Swiftcast, which is open internationally and ties in with the Subway promotion. So Subway was actually nice enough to send us a box of a bunch of these Taylor cups and a bunch of $10 Subway gift cards, which actually have a picture of Taylor on the card too, which is pretty cool. And we, of course, want to share those with you. We know that international Swifties, you guys can't get all the same stuff as us, or you sometimes can't get it until later. So we have a giveaway going on our Twitter at Swiftcast13, which is open worldwide. And you go to our Twitter, at the top of the page, you'll see our tweet, which tells you to retweet the picture of this giveaway graphic to win. And you have until October 10th to retweet it. We'll pick a winner at random, and that person will win not only one of the special Subway cups and one of the special Subway gift cards, both with Taylor on them, but they'll also win a brand new sealed copy of the Shake It Off single.
And we know that the Shake It Off single is also another thing that's not available internationally. And so this is a great opportunity for all fans, because we know even US fans can't always get some of that special merchandise in the store, and especially when they're in limited quantities. So retweet our tweet, spread it around, tell your friends about it. We're really excited.
So again, go to our Twitter at Swiftcast13, look for the tweet that has the graphic in it, which is a picture of the cup, the gift card, and the CD, and retweet that tweet by October 10th, and after that we will pick and announce the winner on our Twitter page.
Well, for this episode, aside from our really exciting announcement that we just gave you all the information about, we're going to keep this episode a little bit short because we just released a very special episode that covers the 1989 listening session that Taylor held in her LA home. So if you have not heard that yet, go check it out. Our friend Rebecca gives us the inside scoop, and it's a really interesting listen. So go ahead and go download that. But we want to keep you up to date on all of the Taylor news, Swiftie problems, fashion segments. So we still wanted to do a little mini episode for you. And also on this episode, you may hear our special guests, which includes some woodland creatures. Sadly, it's not the band, the agency from the We're Never Ever Getting Back Together video. It's actually some crickets you might hear on Haley's track because she's actually recording outside, which is really fun. But I think I'd be more excited if, like, the woodland creatures from the We're Never Ever Getting Back Together video were on with us. Sadly, they're not.
Well, I was going to say, if you hear crickets, don't think it's because our audience is dead silent. It's a different kind of crickets.
For now, though, we want to get right into keeping up with Swift because we have a lot of news, and especially a lot of news about Taylor's upcoming schedule that you'll want to keep tabs on.
So as 1989 gets closer and everybody is talking about Taylor's transition from country to pop, a lot of really big country stars have been speaking out in support of Taylor's shift into the pop genre. And Taylor really idolizes Shania Twain, who actually talked about Taylor, and she said, "I think that everybody should just follow their heart and do their artistic best and just enjoy their creativity. Taylor is a singer, songwriter, performer. She does it all. And I think the world is her oyster. She's young and she just needs to do whatever she's having fun at, and I think everybody's loving it.
I was really excited about this because Taylor loved Shania so much, and I remember Taylor always saying that when she was younger, she would have parades at her house if Shania won an award, which is what we all do for Taylor now. I thought it was really sweet that Shania said that, and I bet Taylor really, really appreciates it. And Blake Shelton, another big country star, also talked about his support for Taylor's shift. And actually, we've talked about this on earlier episodes, but Taylor is going to be a mentor on The Voice. And as you know, Blake Shelton is a judge also on that show. So he was talking to Taylor on the set, and he said, I talked to Taylor, and she said, I made the record, I listened to it, why can't I just call it what it is? And Blake says, I love that. I mean, she's taken a stand for where she feels she is musically, and she's great at whatever she does. I never have understood the concept of being pigeonholed or cornered into a situation, and nobody can take you seriously if you step out of that zone. If anybody can do it, it's Taylor. And why wouldn't she do it? It sounds pop. We all know it's pop. And she knows it, and it's awesome. It's incredible, so I don't care what you call it.
I am not honestly a Blake Shelton fan, but that made me like him just a little bit more.
Yeah, way to go, Blake. Now, this is really exciting. Shake It Off has reclaimed its spot as the #1 digital song in terms of downloads for the past week, and it's been #2 on the Hot 100 for the past 3 weeks. For a grand total of downloads for Shake It Off was 1,793,000. So keep requesting the song and have everybody download it on iTunes so we can keep it at #1. And it's also been #1 on UK Airplay in the last week. So that is really awesome. And that made it Taylor's biggest airplay hit since Love Story 5 years ago. Also, Shake It Off is also the #1 stream song on Spotify, and it was just added last week, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I was surprised they added that so quickly based on Taylor's Wall Street Journal article, but then I guess it had already been a month, so maybe it made sense to put it on there. But the fact that it's already #1 is just really cool.
Definitely. So, other really cool Shake It Off things. We got 2 more outtake videos from the music video shoot release, which were the twerker segment and the finger tutting segment. And you need to watch those because seriously, they're so funny.
And the twerker said that Taylor can twerk. It's pretty funny.
So even though she doesn't think so?
Yeah. And when Taylor comes out in her twerking outfit, she says, I'm dressed normally, like I do every day. It was so funny. So Taylor has had a really busy week. She's been everywhere, like she always is. She was out in New York City a couple times last week. Then she flew to Montreal, and she filmed To Le Monde en Parle on Friday, September 25th. The episode of that show aired today, September 28th. So we will try to find a full video of that and tweet it out for you. A portion of it has been released, and it was really funny because Taylor's talking, and of course they're all speaking in French, so you might not be able to understand everything, but you can hear her answers in English. And I actually speak French, and I still couldn't understand everything they were saying. But Taylor at one point says, oh yeah, you know, I'm really well known for being a great hockey player first, second a singer, and then third for my love of cats. So
Accurate.
she was just joking around saying that that's why she's in Canada, she's a hockey player. And she also said that the cats were in her dressing room. I like that. But my favorite part of this little portion that I saw was when they played some of her songs, like kind of a collage of little pieces of each song. Our song, Love Story, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and I Knew You Were Trouble. And just seeing her reaction to each song was priceless. And when you hear all of those songs and kind of the evolution of Taylor, there's no way you cannot get the feels, I guess, from hearing all of those and seeing her reactions and her chair dancing. Go check it out if you haven't yet. After she was in Montreal, she stayed in Canada to do more promotion. She was in Toronto at several radio stations, Entertainment Tonight, and then she even went to CMT Canada. I thought that was cool because it's a country channel in Canada, so I'll be interested to hear that interview.
Well, also, Taylor is featured on popcorn bags and soda cups at the Regal Cinema from now into December 26th, and you can enter a contest through this promotion to try to meet Taylor, which is also really cool.
And you can get more cups with Taylor on them.
I'm gonna have an addiction.
Yeah, you can have like a nice cup collection. Taylor's schedule for the next few weeks is pretty busy, so we want to give you a rundown so you can make sure you're up to date with everything and know when to tune in, where, and what times. On October 6th, Taylor is going to be on Le Grand Journal talk show, so she'll actually be in France on October 6th, and she'll be on the show at 8:10 p.m., which will be 2:10 p.m. Eastern for everybody who's not in the French time zone. On October 10th, Taylor's going to be in the UK. She'll be on the Graham Norton Show, and that will air at 10:35 p.m., which is 5:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she's been on this show before. She's also been on Le Grand Journal show before, and they were both when she was promoting Red, and she did a great job on both of them, and so I'm excited for her to go back to those. On the Graham Norton show, the other guests that night include John Cleese, Kevin Peterson, and Neil Diamond. I think it'll be interesting to see Taylor and Neil Diamond. He's such a legend, and Taylor's already a legend. So, I don't know, I'm excited to see them together. And then Taylor, on October 20th, will be performing on the season finale of Australia's X Factor.
So going more into the later part of October, as we get closer to 1989, on October 24th, Taylor is going to perform at the We Can Survive concert, which is at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. And other performers at that concert will include Pharrell Williams, Gwen Stefani, Ariana Grande, Lady Antebellum, Iggy Azalea, Paramore, and Sia. So that's a really good lineup. And then October 27th, I can't quite remember what's happening that day.
I have no idea. It's no significant.
I don't think it's important.
It's hard to say where Taylor will be that day. Might be something having to do with 1989 coming out.
We won't be excited for that at all. We're lying. I'm going to be screaming.
Yeah, we won't even be breathing anymore at that point. So she's going to be on Good Morning America on the day that the album comes out, and that's sure to be an amazing performance. I bet so many people are going to show up for it. And then we expect that she'll be doing other appearances in New York throughout the rest of that week, but so far the only thing that's been confirmed is that October 29th she'll be doing a Scholastic reading event, which she has done when, I think for the past 2 albums, she's always visited them. So that'll be October 29th, and we'll let you guys know as soon as anything else gets confirmed.
So going into November 5th, Taylor is nominated for the Best Female Vocalist at the CMAs. Sadly, she won't be there, so just tune in to see if she actually wins it. So on November 9th, Taylor is nominated for the Best Female Artist and Best Look at the MTV Europe Music Awards. So vote for her now at the mtvema.com. And then on May, which is kind of far away, May 15th and 16th of 2015, Taylor will be performing at Rock in Rio, USA in Las Vegas.
Which is exciting because I think that means she'll probably be on tour in the spring, which, I mean, we already figure, but this kind of confirms it for me. So again, as more of Taylor's schedule is confirmed, we will let you know and keep you up to date on that. Next, we're going to move into mini segments, and we have plenty of Swiftie problems this week.
Our first one, which I love because it's so relatable to me, it's from @KY_Chelsea. She said, "Laundry is finally caught up, and I found 7 Taylor Swift shirts in a row in my clean basket. Swiftie problems." Change that to like 17, and that would be my laundry.
Our next one is from @Meredith_cutie. I could stay on Taylor's Twitter page for hours waiting for her to tweet, and then the minute I get off, she probably would tweet Swiftie problems. So true.
It's like Taylor's Law. Instead of Murphy's Law, it's Taylor's Law. Our next one is from Back to Swift 13. How is it that I'm more excited about the release of 1989 than my own birthday? Swiftie problems.
Our next one is from @Nargles in my soup, and this is a really funny Swiftie problem. can't choose between no, it's Becky and hey, it's Natalie.
Our next one is from @SwiftOUAT. Do you ever just stay up all night listening to Red Tour B stage songs? Yeah, Swifty problems.
I like that one. Our next one comes from LB Mill 77077. Red is the only CD I have played in my car for almost 2 years. Now it won't come out. How will I play 1989? Swifty problems.
I actually have a funny story related to this. I only have like a 1 CD player thing in my car. So since the debut album, I've only had Taylor in my car. That's it. And my sister and I went to see Luke Bryan a couple weeks ago. And when we were driving to the show, I took Taylor out to put Luke in so we could just listen on the way. And then after the show, I went to take the CD out to give it back to my sister, and it would not come out of my CD player.
Oh no!
And I told my sister, I said, it's revolting because I took Taylor out. So after my CD player revolted, I had to actually look up in my user manual how to get the CD out, and I finally did. So now I guess I'll just have to keep Taylor in there forever and never have another CD in there.
Our last one is from @Alicia P. Watson. This one's really funny too. She said, an older lady in my office just said, hey, 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 and I immediately wondered if she'd been listening to Shake It Off too. Swifty problems.
And next we are going to move into our fashion updates. Taylor wore so many great outfits this past week, especially when she was in Canada, so we want to cover them. First, though, we have a couple of shoe updates on outfits that we covered last week in episode 71. The first shoe update is when Taylor was in LA with Karlie Kloss. She wore that white dress from Free People, and she had green booties on, and those are called the green high ankle boots. They are $120, and they're made by a company called And Other Stories. And then also, the other outfit that we covered in episode 71 was when she wore the cute plaid skirt in New York when she was carrying Olivia. And the shoes for that outfit were also made by And Other Stories, and they were called black leather pumps, and they were $120 also.
On September 20th, while at her 1989 listening section in LA, Taylor wore an adorable skirt from Free People called the Holly Golightly plaid skirt in burnt umber, which is $88. And then she wore that with the Line and Dots cream crop top sweater, which is available at stores like Free People and Revolve.
On September 23rd, Taylor left her apartment in New York City carrying her new favorite accessory, Olivia, and she was wearing an adorable jumper, which is the Topshop textured heart jumper. It's $72 and available at Topshop.com. And with that, she wore, they're called, also from Topshop, Moto Johnny, Joni jeans in the color aubergine. Those are $68. And then she wore a Topshop Magnum heeled boots, which are $130, and those are all available on Topshop's website. And she also wore a Free People patent pork pie hat, which I believe she's worn before. She wore a sort of reddish color, and it's only available in light gray. But with that, she carried her Dolce & Gabbana Sophia textured leather bag, which was $2,895, so a little less accessible, but it is available in red.
Then on September 24th, which was a day I think people will probably remember forever, Taylor was spotted arriving back at her apartment in New York, and she broke the internet because of her outfit. First, we'll go with the basics. She was wearing a Topshop asymmetrical check skirt in raspberry, and that is $68. And then she carried an Aldo Fratapulzine bag in Bordeaux. That was only $50. Imagine Taylor carrying a bag that was only $50. I might have to buy it. But her top is what made the internet break. She was wearing this custom-made yellow t-shirt that said, "No, it's Becky." And for those of you who might not be active on Tumblr or may not have heard about this kind of joke that originated on Tumblr, several years ago, someone made a post that showed a picture of Taylor from her high school yearbook and just wrote, "This is a picture of my friend Becky. She used to be a happy, popular girl until one night she snorted marijuana at a party. She died instantly. Please don't do marijuana. It's the most dangerous drug out there. Please don't wind up like Becky." And someone responded to that post and said, "Pretty sure that's Taylor Swift." But the original poster wrote back and said, "No, it's Becky." And one thing that I really liked about this was there's no punctuation within the response, no apostrophe before the S in it's, no comma after the no, and the B is lowercase. And so Taylor replicated the whole thing on her shirt with no punctuation or anything, just exactly like it was on the internet. And then she decided to tease us even more, and she goes into her apartment and takes a photo of herself, and you can see just the top of her shirt that says "No, it's Becky" in her face, kind of like the album cover of 1989. And she posted this on Tumblr, and she wrote that she's rethinking the album cover now. And also another thing about that picture, if you look at the right-hand side of the picture, if you look back, you can see the photo that's in her apartment of Ed Sheeran. So I thought that was cool that you could actually see that photo. So check it out. I thought it was hilarious, first, that Taylor gets on Tumblr and interacts with fans, and second, that she's in on this joke that happened years ago and is just completely making fun of it with us.
Nobody makes fun of Taylor Swift like Taylor Swift, but that quote's not even appropriate because this whole thing is just so confusing and so funny.
I want to know what her original reaction to that whole Tumblr post. It would have been funny to see.
Well, it's especially funny since it first originated years ago.
Right. When I remember seeing this post years ago, and I remember being confused about it. It's hard to tell whether the original poster was trying to be funny, hopefully they were, and realized it was Taylor, or if, I mean, I'm guessing that's what happened, right? I don't really think they thought that it wasn't Taylor. It probably was just some weird joke that they posted.
Well, we will never know. So moving on, while interviewing with Z 103.5 Radio in Toronto on September 26th, Taylor wore a black top and skirt set that featured embellishments and is called the Elizabeth and James Colton Embellished Crop Ponte Top and Riley Embellished Skirt. And they are $295 each.
Finally, on September 26th, while on the Entertainment City show in Toronto, Taylor wore a Forever 21 paisley embroidered top, which is only $14.80, and a matching skirt, which is $14.90. So that might win for most affordable outfit she's worn pretty much the whole year.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
They're both still available on Forever 21's website. I checked today.
On a side note, I did buy that green plaid button-down shirt that's at Target, and I love it.
Ooh, I like that one.
Is it really comfortable?
It is really comfortable, although it is really tight in the arms, so you do have to go up about a size or two, which is really a bummer. But I ended up getting a large since they didn't have an extra large, so it's a little tight in my arms, but I love it.
Well, as we mentioned, this episode's a little bit shorter because we covered the 1989 listening session in our special episode. And actually, as we were recording this episode, we learned that Taylor held another listening session in Nashville because she's Taylor and she loves us and does anything she can to make us happy. So for the next episode, we'll do our best to get you the inside scoop on the Nashville listening session. But before we go for this episode, we have a few reminders for you.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button on iTunes, and that helps you out by downloading our latest episode automatically, so you'll get the newest stuff from us every week. And you can find us on Taylor Connect under the username Swiftcast13, on Twitter at Swiftcast13, and don't forget to go to our Twitter for our giveaway that's going on. You can always email us about anything you want to talk about at theswiftcast13@gmail.com. You can find us on facebook.com/theswiftcast. Or finally, everything's all on our website at swiftcast13.com.
Finally, next week, Taylor will... What do you guys think?
Obviously have another secret session.
I think so too. I think she'll do at least one or two more. I don't know. I was hoping that we would maybe get some promo singles this week, but I just don't know if that's going to happen.
I feel like she probably would have teased it if that was coming up.
Right. I was expecting one for Monday, September 29th, which is in just a few hours. So I don't know. I would be surprised if she didn't do them. Maybe she'll do a fewer number of them this time. We'll see. I think we might also see her carrying Olivia around in New York again. And I just want to comment on that quickly because I think it's crazy. I've been seeing all these articles about how people are finding new ways to criticize Taylor because that's just what they do. So they're criticizing her on this, how she's carrying Olivia not in a carrier. One news source was actually contacting vets because they didn't think it was safe and they thought Taylor should not be carrying Olivia around like that in a city, which I think is just a little bit ridiculous. Taylor explained in an interview backstage at iHeart that Olivia gets very freaked out in her cat carrier, and that's why she just can't handle being in it, and that's why Taylor carries her the 10 feet from her apartment to her SUV. I don't think it's a big deal, but like I said, people just try to find ways to criticize her no matter what, and that's the newest thing. So I think we'll see her carrying Olivia again because Olivia and Meredith go with Taylor everywhere, and I think we'll see more articles criticizing her for it, which will probably make me mad.
I'm pretty sure if Taylor knows one thing, it's how to take proper care of her cats.
Yeah.
She might be a bigger cat expert than she is expert songwriter.
But first, hockey player.
Oh, right.
Haley, what do you think Taylor's going to do next week?
Oh, it's hard to say now. She keeps surprising us. Whatever she's gonna do, I don't know.
Yeah, this is her last week before she goes over to Europe, so I think she's probably going to be busy. But whatever happens, we will keep you up to date on the next episode of Swiftcast. So we will see you on episode 73. But for now, this has been Steph.
Ashley.
And Haley.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Peace out, Swift Scouts.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Swiftcast. Visit us on the web at theswiftcast.com. The theme song for Swiftcast was written and performed by Sydney and Chuck. Swiftcast is not directly affiliated with Taylor Swift, Big Machine Label Group, or 13 Management.